23rd of November, Rabbi Furst Mishna Berura.
Good morning, this is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here again at Shiva Samanavshi here in Shlaim Kiruv Zoom. This is our second share in the morning. We're learning currently Hilchas Hanukah, Siman Tov Reish Ayin Aleph. We are in the middle of Sif Vav, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I believe so. Sif Vav. I will try to start Sif Zion today as well. So, okay, let's see. Let's review the Mechaber and Sif Vav, and then we'll pick up with the Mr. Berura where we left off yesterday. Well, I guess you're the only one here right now.
No, here I am. I'm back.
Oh, Barry's back. Okay, good to see you, Barry. You're you have a little cold there, Barry, or something?
Yeah, I had that's why I wasn't there the last 2 mornings. I was just flat out. It's probably a sinus infection, I think. More than a
Sounds like
cold.
it. Sounds like it.
So I trying to just rest and get over it.
Okay, if you have some, if it's a sunny day, try and sit in the sun for a little while. It's good for the.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's good. Just sitting out in the sun is itself
It's a refuah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, any volunteers to do some reading
So-
first?
So where are we up to today?
Okay, we're in Siman Tov Reish Ayin Aleph. We'll review Siv Vav in the Mechaber, and then we're going to focus in on the Berura, and I'll tell you the Siv Katan in a moment. Yeah.
Tov Reish Ayin Aleph. We're still in
Right.
Aleph.
Tov Reish Ayin Aleph, and Siv Vav.
Sif Vav. Sif Vav. Oh, okay. We're in the Mishna Berura now.
Let's review the Mechaber. It's good to see the Mechaber, and then you'll have a perspective on the Mishnah Berura after that.
Mhm.
If you feel up to reading, or you want to take a rest.
You know, okay. I'll do it. Menicho Lamala Mislosha Tefachim Umitzvah Lenicha Lamata Masora Tefachim V'im Hanicha Lamala Asera Tefachim Yotza. Aval im menicha lamala ma'esrim ama lo yotza. Wow, that's pretty tall.
Okay, right. So we have several halachas here. First of all, it should be the menorah resting in a spot which is above 3 tefachim, which is about a foot or so, maybe a little bit less. And because, as the Mishnah Berura explained, if it's less than 3 tefachim, it's looked like it's sitting on the ground, which will not be apparent that it's being lit for the sake of the mitzvah of Hadlakas Ner Hanukah. And it would be a mitzvah to put it below 10 tefachim. So it should lit be between 3 and 10 tefachim above the ground. That's number one. And if you put it above 10 tefachim, it's yotzi, unless you put it higher than 20 amas. 20 amas is more than the people normally view with their peripheral vision upward. So therefore, it wouldn't be apparent to the common eye that there's a menorah up there. So therefore, you're not fulfilling your persuminisa, the publicity of the nace miracles that Hashem did for us at the time of Hanukkah is not being fulfilled, because you need to be putting the menorah in a place where it will be visible for people to see, and therefore remember the miracle and miracles that Hashem did for us at the time of Hanukkah. Okay, let's see the Mishnah Berura in Sif Katan Chav Chet 28. Chav Chet. If
Oh,
gonna
it's
be
not
below-
Chavav?
We did that yesterday.
Oh,
So
okay, okay. Chavchet. Mhm. Chavchet. Okay. Lamala Masrim Ama?
yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
okay. The low shalta ba eina ve'ein nafka mina ve'in im madlik mebachutz uve'in im madlik bebayit. What does that mean?
Right.
You-
So
you-
if you're going to put the menorah above 20, the eye doesn't see that far. The eye doesn't readily see that that far. Again, we have to remember that particularly at the time of Chazal, they didn't have large buildings. They weren't in the habit of looking high above them because there was nothing to see high above them except the sky, right? The treetops, a tree 20 amas is a pretty tall tree, right? And they wouldn't. There's usually nothing much interesting in the treetops, unless you're a bird watcher or something like that. So most people's eyes wouldn't normally drift upward to that extent, to that elevation. Therefore, you're not fulfilling, as I said, your mitzvah of pursuing Nisa by putting a menorah so high out that people normally wouldn't see it, right? And it doesn't matter if it's going to be in outside or it's going to be in the house. I mean, let's say you put you had a second story house. You had a stairway leading up, and you wanted to put the menorah at the on the balcony of the second floor. So if it's more than 20 amas, which is 20 amas is pretty high. 20 amas is about 60 feet or so. Yeah, it's pretty high. So you wouldn't be able to your menorah there on the second floor of the house.
Isn't it more like 30 to 40 feet?
Yeah, that's right.
So what about people? So how does that affect people who live in condominiums today and high rises?
Also, the saving factor for those situations is if you have neighbors which are adjacent to you on the same level, so that makes it as if you're on ground level from their perspective and your perspective as well. Right. So therefore, since many people who are living in high elevations, because of the building that they live in, many times they have other buildings that are facing them or across the street from them, which are at the same elevation. So that basically puts them all at ground zero.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So that was so now Chavtet.
Lo yotza. V'tzarich l'chazor u'levarech kein ketav hapri chodesh.
Pre-chodesh, right?
V'ayin b'pri megodim ma shekatav bazeh.
So if a person would light the menorah in a place which is higher than 20 amas, the bracha is levatala, the hadlaka is not a hadlaka, and he's going to have to relight at a lower elevation along with brachas. I'm just wondering if that means on the first night that he made all three brachas, the shechianu, Nisim, Lavasenu, and also the Ladlik near Shulchan, we have to repeat all three brachas. I don't know. That's not clear to me.
Yeah, but because I mean the Zmanim comes, you should be able to make the two of those brachos because they're coming anyway, no matter how high up you are.
Right.
So so it would seem like you would make the first two brachos and then go downstairs and light your menorah in the garden or something.
Right.
Lamed?
Yes, please.
Okay. V'nicha lamata me'esrin, etc. Avo im hadlika Lamata me'esrim v'tola misham lahanicha b'makam acher torich me'esrim yotzei daha have hadlika bimkoma dishnei hamekamos kisherim.
Right, so the Kasherim, right, that,
So,
go ahead,
no, so this is lighting above,
right,
I mean, below 20.
right. That's the explanation here, right, that, right. But so again, if he's going to, right, if he's, so this is a bit of a chiddush. If he's lighting in a kosher, meaning basically what he's saying, if you're lighting in a kosher place where you're supposed to light, right, and then you take it from there and you put it to a place that is also within the limits, within the 20, Yotzi, you still Yotzi. The Havre Local Makum Komo and the Shani Makum Kishen. Both places are kosher. So like that's a chiddush that if you want, you can move your menorah after you've lit it from one place that's kosher to another place that's kosher. You're still Yotzi.
Okay. Zion lo betepach hasamach.
Oh, so once again, this is going back to the next Mishna in the
Right. You're right.
Machaber.
I hear it.
Go back to the 1 second. Oh, Barry, we've gone overtime.
What?
You see that? We've gone overtime.
Oh, see what happens when you're having fun?
Baruch Hashem, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Baruch Hashem, I'm very happy. Baruch Hashem.
Yeah.
Oy
Okay,
vey.
it's good to be back.
Okay, Baruch
Yeah.
Hashem.
All
I'm
right,
glad to
have a
have
good